Methylene Blue. Is it really worth the hype? Well, in this video, we're gonna discuss it. Where does it come from? How can it actually help you towards better health? All right, so this is something I've always wanted to try. And let me just start off and say in this video, I am not the science guy, okay? If you're looking for science guys, there's plenty of those on YouTube. I'm not that. So what I went ahead and did is I researched Methylene Blue. I took a bunch of notes. So I'm going to describe to you exactly what is it, what can it do to your body, and maybe how it can benefit you. And then I'll show you the proper dosage that I'm going to do for my body weight, but I'll also give you the proper dosages if you want to try it based on your body weight. Now, before we jump right in, for those of you who are new to my channel and you're not familiar with who I am, my name is Tim Ernst. I'm an intermittent keto fasting coach who personally lost 70 pounds all the way back in 2018 in just 7 months using a combination of the keto diet with intermittent fasting. And you know what? I kept the weight out for a good couple years, but as we all know, 2020 happened. I gained some weight back. I stayed like that for 4 years. I was depressed, I was overweight, and I decided in 2025 I had had enough. So I started January 2nd at 233, and now I'm at 190. Okay, so I've lost over 43 pounds, and I've also coached hundreds of men from all over the world to lose at least 40 pounds in 16 weeks using my Keto Shed 40 coaching program. If you want more info on that, I'll go ahead and put a link in the description of this video that'll kind of give you an explanation as to more details on how I could potentially help you. All right, so let's discuss this whole Methylene Blue thing. I have a buddy of mine who let me use this, and he said he's had great results with it. I'm not sure if I will, but we're gonna test it, okay? So first, I want to explain exactly like what is Methylene Blue. Okay, how long has this stuff been around? So I've got my notes here. I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. So apparently this stuff was discovered in 1876 and it was used as a dye in textiles. I even heard that it was the blue that they use in blue jeans, okay, back in the 1800s. So you can imagine like how can this stuff actually be good for you if it's a dye? And if you've seen videos of this stuff, you'll see people with their blue tongues, and when they go to the bathroom and pee, they're actually pissing blue. A little bit of a warning. If you're someone who's taken a multivitamin, you know how when you pee and your pee's yellow? Well, when you combine that with Methylene Blue, don't be surprised that you're going to be peeing green, all right? I know that seems a little crazy and a little strange, but actually it's totally normal, all right? So it was discovered in 1876. It was actually first used as an antibiotic, okay, back in the 1800s. And it was also used as an antipsychotic drug. And in 1891, it was actually used for malaria. So some pretty interesting facts that this stuff has been around for over 100 years. I was born in 1976, so it was discovered 100 years before I was even born. So let's talk about the dosages. So from my understanding, is that for every 100 pounds that you weigh, which most of you watching this channel, you're probably more than 100 pounds, you need to be taking 22 drops, but you want to split it up in 2 dosages. So basically, if you're 100 pounds, you'd have like 11 drops in the morning, 11 drops in the evening. And toward the end of this video, I'm going to go ahead and do a live demonstration of what I'm going to do. Now, obviously, I'm 190, so I'm just gonna round it up to 200. So for me, I probably need about 44 drops. So I'm gonna split it up of 22 in the morning and then 22 in the evening, which by the way, I'll show you in a minute. I've already prepared mine, and apparently you can't take this stuff right away. There's some things you gotta do first where you have to wait at least 3 hours before you take it, but we'll get to that. Those are pretty much the dosages, and every dose in here is, every drop is 0.5 milligrams. That's what this is. So for me, I'm gonna need about 22 drops in the morning and then 22 drops in the evening because I'm just rounding myself up to 200 pounds. Now, let's talk about the benefits of taking this stuff. And you may have even seen RFK Jr. On an airplane one day where he's putting this blue stuff in his water. That's kind of what happened. And this whole craze happened when they saw RFK Jr. putting this. They wanted to know what it was. Okay, well, this is it. All right. So let's talk about that benefits. And this could be one of the reasons why RFK Jr. is taking this stuff. So one of the benefits, actually, there's several benefits. Okay, it can actually help to treat septic shock. If you've had some type of severe allergic reaction, Methylene Blue can help with that. It's actually antiviral. So if you're dealing with some type of viruses or colds or things like that, we all know what happened in 2020. Not saying this is the cure for that, but this can actually help with certain viruses. The other thing it helps is with brain fog. And that's what my friend was telling me, is that as soon as he took this stuff, he felt like his brain just like all of a sudden lit up. Like everything came into focus. There was no brain fog, and he had this increased amount of energy. And we're going to talk about why people experience increased energy in just a moment, okay? So the other thing it does, helps with memory loss, depression, candida, helps with gout, nerve degeneration. So if you're someone who's later in years and maybe there's a history in your family of Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, Methylene Blue can help reduce that. It's an anti-inflammatory, all right? And it helps with mitochondrial dysfunction. So that is very critical, because what this can actually do is help reverse the clock. It can almost be like an anti-aging solution, because mitochondrial dysfunction is something that happens in the body as we age. So just imagine if we can help our mitochondria function better, we'll probably age a little bit better, okay? So now let's just talk about number 4, like what it does in the body. This is my understanding of what it does in the body, is that it actually removes or adds electrons depending on where the body needs them. That's pretty interesting. So basically, this is why people experience this increased amount of energy. It's because this has the ability to add or remove electrons. And what this does is that it actually increases oxygen. Oxygen is very important. I mean, obviously we need oxygen to breathe, but oxygen, whenever they find someone who's having some type of, different diseases and cancers and all this kind of stuff, what they usually find is that there is a lack of oxygen in the blood. So oxygen is very critical for so many things other than just breathing. The other thing it does is it helps the mitochondria absorb and transport oxygen. So like I just said, it's going to improve oxygen in the blood. Now, one of the things I discovered is that if you're someone who's taken some type of SSRI, so maybe you're dealing with depression, you do not want to take Methylene Blue, because what SSRIs do is they help balance your serotonin levels. And I guess this doesn't work well if you're taking some type of SSRI for depression, okay? So you just want to be careful with that. And I always tell people, like, look, consult with your doctor before trying any of this stuff. So what we're gonna go ahead and do now is I'm gonna go ahead and show you exactly how to mix this up. I thought that you just put like blue drops in your mouth. Do not do that. You'll see people's tongues blue, their teeth, and you're trying to talk to someone and their mouth is all blue. So there's a couple things you can do to kind of reduce that blueness in your mouth. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and do my 22 drops. And I actually prepared, let me just show you. Let me pan the camera here. I just prepared one for this morning. So as you can see, you have to put it in the sunlight for like 3 hours to kind of activate it, okay? There's something to do with the sunlight. It activates it, and I guess it's going to be better absorbed. So you want to make sure to put it kind of in a windowsill like this. And as you can see, it's not as a dark blue either when you do this, but there's something else you have to add to Methylene Blue to activate it. So I'm going to show you exactly what that is. So let's just go on over here and let me just show you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start with my 22 drops. They tell you to wear gloves and things like that because this stuff, you got to remember, it's a dye, all right? So this stuff can stain really, really bad. So what we're going to do, I'm going to try to be as careful as I can, and we're going to do 22 drops, all right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, okay, 11, 12, 13, okay, so we got 12 in there. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, so that's all I need. And it looks like I did a fantastic job. No blue mess. So we got our 22 drops. And the other thing that they said that you need to do to prepare this is you want to get some vitamin C powder. Okay, this is what's going to give it more of a lighter blue, and it's going to activate the Methylene Blue. And then you got to put it in your windowsill for like 3 hours. Okay, so 1/16 of a teaspoon. Okay, so this, I have a quarter, so we're just gonna have to eyeball it a little bit. So we'll just do like a 16 pair, very small dose of vitamin C. So we're just gonna pour that in there. Okay, so there's our vitamin C. And then you're gonna need 8 ounces of water. And just make sure to get something that's like glass. Okay, you don't wanna use plastic, all right? So I got my water right here. So we're gonna do, let's see, we're gonna do 8 ounces. Let me get my proper measurement here. Okay, so 8 ounces. And we're gonna show you what this looks like. Because if you don't use the vitamin C, like it really is a dark navy blue. So look how blue that is, guys. I mean, that is like, I don't know if you can see that, but look how, I mean, it's like almost like a purple, okay? What I noticed is when I did this early this morning, it was dark just like this, but as you put it in the windowsill, like I just showed you, it won't be this dark. It'll be a lot lighter and you can almost see through the glass. Like this, I mean, you could barely even see through it, okay? So I'm gonna give this a shot and see if it works. Now, what I can tell you is, as far as like the alertness and getting rid of the brain fog, well, that's the benefits of doing keto with intermittent fasting. They kind of do the same thing, because when you pull carbs and sugars out of the diet, you're not gonna deal with the blood sugar spikes, the crashes, which is gonna give you more energy. So this may not have an effect on me. I don't know. I'm gonna try it to see if it actually does. But because I do the keto diet with intermittent fasting, I already have all day energy. Like I don't get tired in the afternoon. I don't take naps. So we'll see if this gives me even more of a boost. I'm a pretty energetic guy. So we'll go ahead, we'll test it out. And you know, I think I might use a straw with this because I really don't want to get my whole mouth and my lips blue. So what we're gonna do is, let's see, it is 11 o'clock. So in about an hour, I'm gonna be able to drink this stuff because it's only been sitting out for 2 hours. You wanna be able to have it sit in the sun for at least 3 hours so the vitamin C and the methylene blue actually are activated. Okay. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna give this a try. In my next few videos later in the week, I'll kind of share with you the results. It's kind of hard to share with, you know, if this is gonna give me any type of results in this video, but stay tuned, continue to watch these videos. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and always hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future episodes. Until next time, again, keep watching the next few videos. We'll see if this actually gives me a result, all right? See you then.